Good afternoon, my favorite eighth grade class. I get the pleasure of bringing your SEL lesson to you this week. I'm so excited. I'm going to try using Flipgrid, so please bear with me. Feel free to laugh at me, but at least work with me here and giving me some tries. Please remember that if you want to apply for a program, the window closes Friday the 4th at 10 p.m. Okay? Email me with any questions. Okay? So this week's SEL lesson is around speaking up and starting a movement. And this is probably one of my favorite things to talk about, is to be the change that you wish to see in this world. This world right now, we have a lot of hate, a lot of anger, a lot of death, a lot of hostility, and a lot of unknowns. Okay? So this is about speaking up against change, specifically against bullying. And it's going to walk you through some different scenarios and things to think about when doing it. Okay, when to stand up, how to stand up to someone being unkind or being a bully or being harassed, because there's a lot of harassment going around these days. So bear with me and laugh with me along the way, because this is my first time using Flipgrid. So bear with me. So that's what we're going to talk about today, speaking up and starting a movement against harassment and bullying. Okay, so Kelsey hears a lot of gossip in the girls' bathroom. So she puts up these signs on the bathroom wall, some positive language around the building and in the hallways, bathrooms. If you think this would help the bullying and the harassment here at Chisholm Trail, give me a little shout out, give me a little video about yourself and about your voice and how you see this happening in our school. If you don't, tell me something that you would feel is more effective. Okay? So disruption strategies. Okay, these are going to be strategies that when you see something happening in the hallways and things like that, that you can use to disrupt the situation and kind of help dissolve it. Okay, so here we are. This one is start a movement, be the change, start a social movement here at school by leading a discussion, making a poster, or starting a hashtag on social media. Okay, these are 3 things that are kind of behind the scenes that could make a huge difference. You don't have to stand up and do anything but put a poster on the wall. How simple could that be? Okay, here's another one. Okay, speak up against what's going on. Don't laugh at the negative comments or jokes about someone's differences or physical characteristics. How many of you can change the freckles you have on your face? Not many of you. How many can change the shape of your nose? Not many of you. How many of you can change your eye color? How many of you can change the way you speak? Some of us have accents, some of us don't. That doesn't mean we're right or wrong, or that's a reason to be made fun of, right? So those are ways you can help disrupt bullying or harassment. Okay, so this is those disruption strategies in action. When Carla and Scott hang out in a private location, Carla mocks their mutual friend Logan's accent by talking like him with an accent. Okay, yes, it might be funny, and yes, you might feel like it's okay to kind of poke fun at him. But why don't you have that conversation with Logan by saying, hey, is it okay? Does it really truly offend you if I'm doing this? And he might say yes, and that means you need to stop. Okay? In general, you probably shouldn't do that because it's just not kind. because there might be somebody else from the similar place that he has an accent that might be offended. Okay, what social factors are contributing to bullying, and which strategy could Scott use to disrupt the social factor? Okay, the factor that's contributing to the bullying in this scenario is that it's socially acceptable or okay to make fun of people who speak English with an accent. And I already kind of went through that. You might think it's okay because you guys are friends, but it might really truly offend him. So you should ask him and have that conversation with him. Scott could speak up and respectfully remind Carla that mocking Logan's accent is not okay. Great job. All right, here's an activity. Okay, this is where I'm hoping Flipgrid and I are going to connect. Okay, we're going to go through both of these activities and scenarios. Okay, and I want you to kind of talk to me about what you see is going on here. Okay. Okay. We're talking about Rodney here. How could Rodney disrupt these factors contributing to the gossip he sees on social media? Okay. How could he interrupt this? Okay. Assume that bullying is a normal part of growing up. You're anonymous online, so there's no consequence for gossiping. Strategy. Here's how you stop it. Start a movement. Rodney could make a hashtag to counter the gossip he sees online. Or he could choose to stand up and say, hey, please stop what you're doing. It's not kind. Okay, put himself out there. Okay, Chris and Marissa. How could Chris and Marissa disrupt the factors contributing to the sexist comment about girls' clothing and bodies? Okay, jot down some ideas. Okay. Belief and attitude that girls who dress a certain way deserve to be ridiculed and shamed. No one on earth ever deserves to be ridiculed and shamed, because you yourself are not perfect. Okay? You yourself have faults. Everybody does. Mrs. Rodden does. Okay? Sometimes adults aren't around to hear these comments, or nobody gets in trouble when they make them. Yeah, that's why you got to stand up and speak out. Okay? If everybody's not saying anything, nothing's ever going to get fixed. Okay? Speak up. When you hear these comments or see them online, tell them it's not funny and to stop. Okay? Yes, you yourself might be made fun of after that, but it doesn't matter. It's out of your hands. Okay. I want you, maybe this is where Flipgrid comes into play. I don't know. Let's see. Which disruption strategy can you see yourself using to disrupt the factors that contribute to bullying and harassment here at Chisholm Trail? And how could you use it? I want you to think about it for a sec. Okay? If it's making a poster, great. Draw me a poster and tell me about it on Flipgrid. If it's standing up and speaking out, I want you to come up with a scenario and kind of act it out on Flipgrid. This is just between you and me, okay? If it's anything, it could be anything. Tell me about it on your Flipgrid so I can tell it's coming from your heart, okay? Please let me know if you have any questions, and let Miss Collins or Miss Bingham know if you have any questions, and they'd be happy to help as well. You guys are all awesome, and I miss you guys so much. Shoot me an email if you have any questions.